Maybe we should stop eating.
Why?
Because we're recording.
Oh, no.
No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Picture it, pink pants and a floral shirt.
Shall we begin?
Are you sure?
Yes. Good morning.
He called me this time. Guys.
Right, I saw the finger.
What's going on? It's your boy Ramont.
And it's Reese.
And this is
A little R&R.
coming to you live from our what?
Secluded location in the DMV area. Y'all, let me tell you, we made our way around the DMV under what, like, we've been really strict about moving around. We have our masks. I'm not particular with gloves. I'll wash my hands daily and, several times a day. But we made it around to, I think this is our third location.
This is our third
Third secluded location within the DMV area. Because, not that you guys really feel it, but we want to give you a different ambiance. So we're in different spaces.
It may sound a little bit different.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're on our new mics.
We got new mics. Baby. We done came up from the... I'm going to post a picture of on the Instagram page. Instagram is ALilRandRPodcast on IG. I'm going to post a picture of our old mics, where we started from and where we at now. We got the big blue.
We do. I'm so excited.
Nice.
I hope you guys like the new sound quality and everything like that. And
yeah.
We've been adding audio clips here and there.
We learning.
We are learning.
We learning a lot.
So, friend, what's up? What's on the topic for today? What are we going to talk to the people about?
We're going to talk about social media influence. And so I guess we're going to dive a little bit into the whole cancellation of said social media influencers based on situations, scenarios that come up with them.
Okay.
So that's where we're going. Because social media is a thing. You know what I mean?
It's a big thing.
It's a big thing for some people. Some people really, really are... They think through and produce their social media to give a certain vision of who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Yeah. So I thought the first thing that we would do is talk about our social media because we're both on social media. I'm on IG. Majority. I have a Facebook, but I don't really use it. Do you? Are you on Facebook? You are on Facebook.
I do.
You use your Facebook. You use both. But I think that... So I said that we would tell each other how we view each other's Facebook, right? I'm not Facebook, but Instagram. So actively looking through your feed on Instagram, I feel
Reese just found out today he was following me.
No, I knew that we were following, but you know how you're friends with someone, so you don't really... when you have that person that you check in for, you kind of go to their page every now and then just check and see what's new, what's not, and, look at some old stuff just because
you ain't posting no pictures?
Right.
Okay.
So, looking at yours, right? So I'm scrolling. The one thing that I noticed is you have a lot of followers. You're following a little more than half of them. You have 196 posts, right? So to me, I know that we go out and we hang out. So I feel like you are very particular about what you post.
I am.
And you're kind of not calculated sounds like such a bad thing in my opinion sometimes.
You
but
can say calculated.
Very calculated about what you put. I feel like you know what you want to be out there, and you do that. So it's almost like you're like a social media influencer in a sense. Not like you're just very calculated about what you put out. Like I want this to be...
I've cleaned up my social media. I used to have a whole lot more pictures. I did go through and delete a lot of them. Okay. And with the Insta story, I post a lot more pictures there than I actually do on my Instagram. Yes. Because for Instagram, that is to me like a hard stamp. These are the things you want to stay here for people to see over and over again, regardless of when they come to your page. Versus Insta story, like when we're out, I'm still posting, but a lot of the stuff goes to my Insta story versus my Instagram.
Got you. Okay. And I see that. You do post on your Insta stories. You put a lot of, you use Insta stories much more than you use.
Told you.
Yeah. But I think it's very it's very calculated because you got gaps. Like
there are gaps.
I feel like you post once a month. Once a month, you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna give y'all something.
I post moments, and if I feel like if what I was doing did not if there was not a moment involved in it, I'm not really gonna post it.
Okay.
Like, it has to be. I mean, we all go out. We've all been to dinner. We all know what food looks like. We all know what drinks look like. Like, it's. I get it. Like, I need a moment. Like, am I at a concert? Am I like from your pics from your birthday when I went to this particular event? Like something like that. Something that's meaningful to me versus just random
photos that you just throwing up.
Speaking of random photos, let's go to your page.
Wait, I feel like before you even got there, I feel like you already judged me. Like, I don't.
And it was funny because I'm looking at your keys on the table, and I know that's something you would take a picture of and post it on your Instagram.
I would. These are my keys, and I'm at dinner.
Like, I can't remember if you posted on Instagram or if it was the background of your phone, the receipt from Michael's.
Yes, it was the back of my phone.
See?
Because my first name is Michael and it's my phone, so I felt like it makes sense. Okay, I get you.
So, like, and I'm looking at your page. Okay, we're going to start how you did me. You have 2,600 photos.
I feel judged.
You have 1,200 followers, and you're 100 away from following the same amount of people that are following you. So it's 100 people that you don't follow that are following you. So like a lot of pictures that you take, as long as the picture is cute to you, you're gonna post it. In my opinion, that's how it is. If it is a cute picture, Reese is going to post it. You always give a good quote.
I love a quote.
You love a quote, so you always give a good quote. And
Halloween. It was Halloween.
It was Halloween. That was a moment. I think I have my picture up from when we did Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's you. Most likely.
So that's my question. Do you think that we're speaking specifically about Instagram. Do you think that it accurately depicts who you are?
My page, yeah.
You think so? Okay.
It shows like I like to have a good time. I love my family and my friends.
Okay.
Do you think yours shut up. Do you think yours depicts who you are?
So I think that other people though have a different image. So to me, it's kind of the same thing. I enjoy having a good time. And these are the fun moments of my life.
Yeah.
I think that like my sister, she'll call me and she'll be like, "Oh my God, you are always out and you're always doing something."
Nowhere.
And I'll be like, "Not really. I'm typically at home in the bed watching TV, watching a movie or something." I mean, I do go out, obviously. I think that the collection of those moments makes it look like I'm doing a lot more than I am. Mm-hmm. So maybe, is it accurate? Yes, I am doing those things, but not as often as some would think.
Like from this vacation, you have 4 pictures from one vacation. I would have just posted 1 picture.
So that's weird. Which one? Are you talking about
Hawaii?
Okay, so what's funny is when people post, like, when they do I don't know what it's called, but they put on one post like 4 different pictures.
Yeah.
But they all look alike. That's annoying to me. So now that you said that I have 4, but they're all different, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, they're all different
moments and things.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that makes sense.
I guess because I know it's all from one vacation.
Yeah.
I would have just posted 1 picture from that vacation. But I think have I ever done that? I think no.
That's annoying. Like, people, please, if you are doing an Instagram post and you're posting 3 pictures on the same post and they all look the same, pick the best one and be done with it. Like, if it's not a variation of or a collection of different moments, maybe on that same vacation. But I guess the same could be said about me. I could just put them all in one post versus scattering them. But I post them when I want to. So I guess maybe I shouldn't be giving advice because I'm not really willing to take it in this moment. Because if somebody told me that, I'd be like, okay, well, thank you for the advice, but no thanks. I'm going to do what I want to do. So y'all do what y'all want to do. But I think it accurately, it's my life. It's just, I think sometimes people see it differently. They're like, oh my God, you're always out. You're always doing something. I'm like, not so much. Like, I don't think that I'm out in the streets like that, especially now.
Yeah, and a lot of times even though we took a picture at that particular time, we don't post it till like weeks later.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like, I don't. What? No, what? What are you laughing for?
At the fact that when the group of us gets together, we'll take pictures, and then it's like, okay, everybody pick the picture that you're gonna post.
Okay, don't we have to do that?
Yes.
We debate.
And then it's like, okay, I always say I'm gonna wait until they post theirs, just because. I don't know. I just feel like let me.
Antonio's always the
first
one.
Be the first one.
He has to be the first. Right there in that moment.
Now. So then it's like, well, okay. So yeah, I think that's. I don't know. So yeah,
they depict us pretty good. Nothing. I mean, we're regular Joe schmoes. Like, we're not.
There's nothing that's really.
I don't have 15,000. I mean, but even people that do have like a lot of followers, like, we still know them personally, and like, it's just. I guess it all depends on what they do and how they were able to obtain that big social media presence or all those followers. And sometimes they don't even. Like, they're not even conscious of all the followers that they have. Like, okay, yeah, whatever. And like, and maybe it's because we know them, so it really doesn't phase us either. Like, okay. Like,
but then you have the ones that I think that have that huge following, so they keep up this persona, and it's not accurate.
So this was years ago. Milan Christopher, Love and Hip Hop, the gay guy, whatever. So. He was here in DC at a club, and
were they asked us to come to that party?
One of these. I don't know.
That's the only time I remember it.
Maybe that was. And I took a picture with him, and he was like, make sure when you post it, make sure you tag me in a picture, this, that, and the third.
No, thank you.
That picture never went up.
I'm sure.
It never went up. And I only remember the picture when I go to the cloud storage, because that's how old it is. Like,
yeah.
And it still won't go up.
I agree. Like, I think that some people are very. It's them trying to, I guess, be relevant. I mean, I get it. You were on Love and Hip Hop and everything, and you're somebody to somebody. But I feel like to say tag, like, sir, what?
Just like, post it and make sure you tag me. Just like, no, like. And I can't remember why I took the picture, how I ended up taking the picture with him, whatever case may be. But it's just like, no, this is my page. When I took my picture with Tamia, she didn't ask me to post it and make sure I tag her in it. Like,
right, and that's what I'm saying. I think that his social presence is just interesting, I'll say, and I'll leave it at that. Like, I think that
he got some good pictures.
I mean, yeah, he got, but I just think that he to say that says, I want to be somebody. So when you are that person and people are posting and putting pictures and tagging you and all that, that kind of builds your following.
Yeah, but like, are you going to repost and tag me in
Of course not.
Right.
Of course not. So that's why.
Two-way street.
And he was, like I said, that particular party, I was just like, I kind of sat back. We were sitting in the same space. So we're both in the same VIP section.
Right.
But you would think that he thought it was, and to me, his whole vibe was
this is my section. Oh, sorry.
Ooh. It was just, anyways, enough about him. So let's talk about these other like social media influence, like the whole controversy going on with B. Simone right now, right?
Ooh,
like, what do you think? Like, she's got, it's like back to back to back. They are on her ass.
They are on her ass. Baby girl said some things, and child, the memes want to be like, B. Simone PR team every 10 or 14 business days, every 10 or 15 minutes, like someone.
Right, like, it's like that.
So I've heard of B. Simone's name before, but it never really clicked to me who she was, and maybe because I'm not a female and her target audience is females, and like you said about female empowerment and this manifestation and everything like that. So in order for me to learn about what was going on with her, like, I had to go to Twitter and look things up and find video clips like, oh, okay, this is her and this is what's going on.
Right.
But for these social media influencers, I just feel as if sometimes we as average people give them too much power itself, where it allows them to think that they can do certain things, act a certain way, And then we feel as if now we got to hold them accountable and everything like that. And it could go to the fact that we're the ones that support you, so you can't speak out against us. Mm-hmm. Like if you know your fan base is gay men, you can't say nothing about gay people.
Right.
Right, like,
you're wrong.
Right, you're wrong. Like, you need to understand who your fan base is. And with her, it started with the 9 to 5 comment.
Right.
And we had me and D had a conversation about it, and he's on the side of, one, he don't give a fuck. Two, it's
so nonchalant.
Right, and two, it's just that at a certain point we forgot that she was still a regular everyday girl.
Right.
At a certain point we forgot that part of her.
But I feel like in the same breath she did too.
Yeah, absolutely.
She forgot. Because,
absolutely.
I mean, while you are, you know what I'm saying, you're doing your thing and you are influencing.
Yes.
You're still a regular person. You started from somewhere.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, I feel like that's her opinion and she's entitled to that.
It's her opinion, and the contrast that we used when we had the discussion was the simple fact of how many females or a group of friends in general have sat around and said, oh, I'm not dealing with nobody that makes less than X, Y, and Z.
Right.
You're going to say that amongst your friends in a conversation, but I guess because she has a platform, you need to be conscious of what you're saying and what you're putting out there. Granted, it's just like, oh, I shouldn't have to. I need to be real, and this is me. Not, in my opinion, not when you have a platform. As these celebrities and social media influencers, they have to be careful about what they say.
I kind of disagree.
Yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, because you want to be able to say what you want to say and feel how you feel, because that's how you feel and that's who you are as a person. Mm-hmm. However, you have a platform and you need to use it to, in essence, empower people or not put a section of people down, in a sense. I mean, she could have said it, but it could have been said in a different way. And when you dissect what she was saying, it doesn't make sense.
For me, I look at it from the perspective of, like we said, she's regular. She's a regular person to me. So I'm like,
she's real regular now.
Yeah, like, right. But I feel like, yes, you are entitled to have your opinion, and if that's what it is, cool. Like, that's fine. You don't have to date a 9 to 5 nigga. Like, it's okay.
But it could have been, I want to date a man that makes a certain amount of money. Yeah. Or you can say, I need my man to understand whatever man I'm dating, they need to understand why I'm up at 3 a.m. In the morning sending emails. Whatever man I'm dating needs to understand that I'm going to have to book last minute trips to go talk about meeting deals and everything like that. But when you specifically say, I don't want a 9 to 5 nigga, that you didn't cut down everybody that works a 9 to 5.
For her, she didn't cut them down. And to me, like, I was...
It came across like
be careful what I say. Right. No, I'm not even. But I just feel like you said, as friends, like when we sit around, that's the conversation that we have. So I'm like, if you're,
but as friends, we're not going to sit here. If you tell me, Ramont, I don't want to date a 9 to 5 nigga. I need me a hustler, this, that, and the third. I'm not going to get on my social media. Y'all, Reese just said he don't want no 9 to 5 nigga. This is what he thinks of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's amongst. It would stay within that conversation. We would laugh, joke, and move on. Be like, oh, you ain't dating no 9 to 5. But what about so and so that you dated back in so and so? You know.
and maybe I just look at it from the perspective, because when I heard it, I was just like, okay, like that's her opinion, whatever. I think that people give it so much energy, and it's just like, oh my god, like okay, she doesn't want to,
because we forgot that she was
a regular person, and then I look at it from the perspective of maybe I don't want to date your ass either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, like
after she said all that, they don't want to date you either. But I guess as a 9 to 5 person, why wouldn't we understand that you're up at 3 a.m. sending an email?
Now I get that.
You know, why wouldn't we understand that you need to book a last minute trip to go close out this meet or do a show, whatever she was doing. Yeah. Like, why would we not understand that? Like that I think that was the disconnect in which she was trying to say. Now, if she just said, I don't, I ain't messing with no broke nigga. Okay.
That's right.
That's a general. Everybody can relate to that.
You could have a 9-to-5 broke nigga and a
hustler broke. Right. Exactly. So
I get it. That makes sense.
That's the only thing, and I think that's why they straight attacked her, and then they came for poor girl little pamphlet that she had. And
well, see, to me, I feel like if you're gonna be out there trying to do that, you need to be in the like. I get it. You have a team that's doing things, but for me, well, it's again a catch-22 because I don't know if I said, "Hey, team, I want to put together this pamphlet on
it was supposed to be a
single life or whatever it is, right? Because that's right. My life right now, right? So I want to put this together and I want to put the do's and don'ts or whatever it is, and they go out and find information. I feel like part of me would do my research, but part of me wouldn't. I don't think that I would expect that my team would go and get something that's already been established and put it into my product. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And my thing is, if this is something you are putting out with your face and your name on there, why weren't your hands involved?
Completely right.
Why weren't these do's and don'ts, literally the do's and don'ts that you wrote down, like during your entire journey and process? You didn't keep journals, notepads, notes on your computer of what you've been doing, words of affirmation that you said to yourself day to day, things that you've been through, and to find out like 90% of your book was copied and pasted from someone else, just like, so you didn't read the final product?
Right. That's what I said.
But even if you... But you shouldn't have to read the final product if it was what you put out. You should be
reading to make sure that it's what she put out, and that was my thing. I was like, okay, if this is what you're doing, then it should be from you. So it shouldn't be a whole. I have to look and make sure it's not copywritten from somewhere else. So that I was kind of like in the middle. Like I was kind of like, I get it. Like when she came out with the apology and all that, I get it. But it still seemed like she was trying to, like, I'm gonna take the blame, but it's not my fault. No, it's all your fault. It is. Like, own that. It's legit. Own that shit. You did that. Like,
because you sold this book and you had not reviewed. You didn't know where any of the information came from, and it's your name on it at the end of the day. We don't know who your 9-to-5 team is.
Right. That you don't fuck with, but right. You trusted to do your work.
Exactly. And it's just like, I don't know, how could you? It's just mind-boggling that you allowed this to go through, like from printing, like how it was put together, and the information that was in there. Just like, so who are you now? Now you're just fake,
right? Because you sent a team to do your work, basically,
right? And I understand like when celebrities attach their name to different products that are coming out in a sense, but for books. Nah.
When it's by you.
Yeah. When you tell people that it's by you and this is what you do and, you're trying to empower people. No.
Yeah. I think that when you're like a ambassador, like that's a different thing.
Yeah, because it's different from
the product belongs to Nike.
Then Oprah's book club book.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I'm going to pick up this book because Oprah said this was a good book type of situation.
Right.
Not this is the book that Oprah wrote.
Exactly. Yeah, I get it. And then she had the whole radio interview.
Child, they went back into that podcast.
How long ago was that? Do you know?
Let's pull it up.
It was
like season 1.
Yeah. So again, she's in a tough place because I don't think that she meant any harm by what she was saying, and my only thought was immediately, I feel like
they took it down.
Well, they should. I'm sure that they did.
They took it down.
But I think that she and again, it's not placing blame, but I think that whoever she was around, like whatever friends that she had or whatnot, that allowed her to use that terminology, enabled her to feel like that was okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's why she was so comfortable saying it. And yeah, I don't think I think, so for me, I have friends that are trans, and like some of we've had conversations about right and wrong terminology, or, you know what I mean? Like if to be offensive would be to say X, and this is what is preferred. Now, granted, it's that individual that's giving me that information. That's their opinion. But for me, I'm better educated if I'm having a general conversation and not using terminology that could be offensive to someone in the space. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like her friends failed her. Again, she couldn't. I don't know.
Did they fail her? I mean, because if that's the space in which they speak and which they're comfortable in saying that, then
you're right. It's just another thing. Like, I feel like she got the short end of the stick.
They are, and at this point,
they're looking. Well, not even looking for it. She has a lot of stuff out there that is allowing people to look at her a different way.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, what does your social media gathering look like?
I am gagging. They took down the episode.
It's probably not
it was from 2017. But no, it's because, and I guess because I had been listening to the podcast for so long, like I remember that episode, but I also remember when they had another episode when they actually spoke about it and had people from that community on and talking about what was derogatory in their life experiences and everything like that. So they've been all inclusive since then. And maybe because they like, I guess they're friends with her in some type of aspect or industry wise, right? Like it's some type of respect there. Or they were just probably getting tired of the comments. But they didn't took down the damn episode.
I mean,
I don't know. 3, 4, 5, 7.
Oh, wow.
Because it was episode 6.
Yeah, I was going to say it was. Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel for her. I think that she got the short end of the stick.
Hopefully she can recover.
I mean, to me, is she? I mean, she's on Wild 'N Out. Is she a celebrity? Really?
I don't know.
I mean, well, you didn't know her. I knew who she was based off of social media. I don't follow her, but I knew, like, when they said, I knew who she was, but I just didn't know, like, I don't.
And the only thing I remember was the Bay Simone when she was like trying to find love. It was like on one of those odd channels.
Yeah.
I'm not subscribed to that, so I didn't watch.
I subscribed to watch TT, but after that was over, I was like, okay. Then China, I did resubscribe to watch Black China, that whole mess. But
side note, Reese loves Ratchet TV.
I do.
It is the funniest thing. Reese gets all into
I'm a little
Ratchet
and
TV.
then my friends have to remind me that I'm not. But I be thinking I'm a little like I'm from Baltimore. Oh, it tickles me every time. Okay, so so then we look at another. We were talking about Flashman Dallas Wade, another social media influencer, if we want to call him. Well, I don't know if he's an influencer, but he gained a lot of notoriety.
Well, he doesn't influence anybody, do he?
Right. But his whole journey, like, so I remember him from America's Next Top Model, like Cycle 22. I remember it vaguely. I know he was on there. And then the next thing I knew was he was doing a lot of modeling. I think he was like an Instagram model is how I looked at it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't notice him until Instagram. He used to pop up in like the featured section or whatever like that. I mean, he was just a light-skinned guy, nice body and tattoos.
And some dreads. And then, you're right. You with dreads. And then all of a sudden, OnlyFans. Right? So then the controversy with him is that, and I'm so confused. So he does OnlyFans, and I guess it came up about how much he made, and that the gay community is the homosexual community, the gay LGBTQ plus community supports him, and he has a big following of LGBT plus folks, right? Mm-hmm. And somehow he owes them something. I'm confused because I feel like it's OnlyFans, like you're taking off your clothes, or whatever you're doing. Because because
it came out that he's not actually gay.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Like
he's making $100,000 in a few months.
Okay.
To show his ass, his
and
dick,
his dingling.
They took it as a betrayal.
How?
I don't know how, friend, but
I don't get it. How are you mad at this man because he's not gay? But to me,
because you now find out the truth to your fantasy. Your fantasy was all a lie, pretty much. How I thought you were in my head is not true. Like.
But my thing is, I ain't never, like, so in my head, I'm looking at it now. If I was betrayed by somebody that I was dealing with, and that would affect me. Well, but my fantasy of you wouldn't.
But I personally never put too much into the Instagram models, as far as if they're gay, straight, or fantasy wise. Like, I look and like, oh my God, like they're cute, they're sexy, they got a nice body, whatever the case may be. But I never go as far as, oh yeah, he's gay, or I can get with that. Like, it never clicks. It's like, okay, you're good to look at,
right?
And I keep it, keep it moving,
right?
Like, it wouldn't make no difference to me.
So we're gonna go back, because not that I don't feel like we fall into kind of sort of when we were doing the web series. I think that there was a lot of
we were one fantasy.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God. So when I would meet people or talk to people on social media, they would have an expectation that I was a certain way.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, that's not who I am. Like, I'm a whole different person.
Yeah, they really thought we were our characters.
Yeah, and so then so I kind of get it, but my thing is, how are you mad at me because you aren't getting what you thought you would get? Like, that's not my fault. Like, separate
it's I want to say it's kind of hard per se, because when you look at celebrities in general and the people that you see, like when you see Beyonce, she will always be Beyonce in every image in which you see her in. Like, we don't know what she's like when inside her home. Right. We don't know what's going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you look at Will Smith, he will always be Will Smith in every image in which you see him in. Nothing will change. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it just does not change because they're always on. We don't know what their private lives look like. And then you see how people get upset when celebrities say, respect my private life. Or when they're caught in that bad moment.
Right.
Like, hell, when Britney Spears snapped and shaved her head and was out there like busting up that car window, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, like they're like you forget like they're human, they have emotions. They actually go through regular stuff like everybody else in a relationship, but it's because they are a celebrity. And again, with that platform, people expect them to do X, Y, and Z and hold up a standard and always be this person that you see. Like, if we found out that Oprah was smoking weed and a dominatrix and, in her house, we were like, Oprah? Not Oprah. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if she had...
It would make her human, though.
Like, if Oprah had a leather cat suit and a whip. Everybody
be like... So now I'm like, Oprah.
You just be like, what? Like, or like if paparazzi caught a picture of Oprah smoking weed. Some people may be cool with it. Like, Oprah need to smoke some weed. She's been through some shit. Right. But it's just...
I get it.
When you see that human side of them, people like, nah, like,
And I think for me, I look at it from the perspective of they are just regular people.
They are
like
just regular people.
When I'm
they're here for our entertainment,
right? And I guess for me, I can separate. Like, I can appreciate Flashman Wave for who he is and what he does or whatever. Great, that's fine. I don't care if I was subscribing to his OnlyFans. I wouldn't care if he was gay, straight. I don't care. Like, that doesn't phase me one way or the other, unless I'm looking
unless your content goes down the hill,
right? Or if I come there because you alluded to the fact that you're gonna have this type of content and it's not there, then I'm gonna be like, well, wait,
yeah.
I thought that you was gonna be busting it down with dudes, and that's not what you giving. Like, that would throw me off. But I don't think, again, I'm not a true follower of him. But I don't think that was ever the case. Like, I feel like anything that I've ever read, he was always talking about that he was straight. So I don't understand how people have that.
I think he's also been at gay events as well, and that could have
because he's probably paid.
Yeah, in essence, he's getting paid. It's a check.
I think that I reference back to when because I feel like we were kind of local celebrities a little bit. We was doing our thing. People was not paying us to come to the club, but we go to a club, have a section, have a bottle, and people had an expectation that we were going to be.
And the thing is, we would. When we went into those spaces, we had to be on.
We put on.
We put on.
Yeah. We did. Because you were a lot nicer to people. Like, I feel like I'm always nice. Ramont will go into, like, Ramont would just go and be in the space. And, like, hey, all right, cool.
Yeah, when I'm spending my own money.
Right. So then when they would ask us to come to clubs or whatever, Ramont would put on, like, hey, I'm like, oh, okay, friend, it's a little, all of us. And again, because that's what we were there to do. So I get it. And maybe that's why I understand it. Maybe that's why I see them for just who they are.
Yeah, you just see them for who they are and what they do. And at the end of the day, they're just here to entertain us.
Right.
And that's it. You have to remember, like, they are regular human beings. And, like, when people find out, like, how they were treated in a relationship or the bad that they may have done in a relationship, like, they go through stuff just like everyone else.
I think that some people are delusional and they need, they have a sense of, like they're owed something.
The realest celebrity I would say would be Rihanna, in my opinion, for this day and age, because Rihanna basically said, I'm not your child's role model. Mm-hmm. I'm Rihanna, and I'm going to do what Rihanna wants to do. Like, your child's role model, it should be you.
Yeah.
You shouldn't leave that up to a celebrity. That's a lot of pressure to now, you are now a role model in a sense. Like, you always have to put on because you never know who's watching you. So it's just like, when can I be me if I have to always portray, this particular
image of,
exactly. And I mean, granted, when you look at her life and what she's done and what she's doing now, she does give you role model aspect, but you're like, because if your child see me smoking weed, that's not, I don't want them to, start smoking weed. It needs to start at home. Like, no, Rihanna does it because Rihanna's an adult and that's the choice that she makes.
Right.
Not, I want to do it because Rihanna. No, you need to understand, like, that's a separate person.
Yeah,
right.
I agree with that. I think that she is exactly who she is. I think that she don't really have no cut cards. And I feel like there's a few celebrities out there. But I guess my biggest thing is we as the human population, I guess, just need to recognize that these people are real. Like, shit is gonna happen. They go through divorces, they go through breakups, they go through physical abuse, they have drug addictions. Like, all of this happens to these people.
Yeah, because if they weren't a celebrity, if they were just your neighbor, it is what it is.
It's the same. It's like it, and I guess for me, like I said, I look at it from that perspective. Because so I don't get let down by much.
And you know what's funny? When I feel like for celebrities, they look at it as if how we would just treat regular people on our level.
They treat us like...
No, I'm just saying, like, with celebrities itself. Like, if... I don't know. Like, they see their life as just regular amongst celebrities itself. Like, whatever Diddy and his girlfriend go through, Pharrell and his girlfriend can call him like, dude, what the fuck you doing? You know what I mean? It's just regular. But to us, like, oh my God, I can't believe Diddy cheated on her, this, that, and the third.
But he's a whole Negro.
Right. And his homeboy's like, Nick, I told you.
Right. You got caught up because of that. Yeah, I get it.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's the same thing that we would do if one of us, like...
So again, I think that people give them too much. And that's why people, I guess, at some point get let down by the actions of, again, social media influencers, celebrities, or whatever. So yeah, that's a whole thing. Like, I don't know. For me, at the end of the day, I just feel like, let these people live and let them be who they are. Like, they're human. You're human. Let them live. Like, don't have an expectation of them. They're not here for us to, like, I don't know.
That's okay, Fran.
It's hard because I just feel like
it's different for everyone, I guess, because we get it, but not everyone is going to understand that. So it is what it is.
So do we cancel them because of that? Like be like, are we done with her because she went through this? Or are we done with Flashman Wave? And not us, but
I never started her to be done with.
Right.
I can see why she's getting canceled or why they canceled her. So I'm not against them and I'm not for it. Like, I'm neutral about it. Like, it is however the cards may fall. Like, if she get canceled, she get canceled. Okay. Like, and it's just like in 2020, people as social media influencers or if you have any kind of platform, you have to be mindful. And it's said you gotta be mindful of what you say these days, but then you have to go back and think about everything that you said. I mean, Kevin Hart got in trouble for the homophobic tweets that he said back in 2012. So it's people are looking for a reason.
People need to get jobs.
And
because I feel like again, people have opinions. I have opinions about gay people that ain't popular opinions. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, but I guess because I'm not a celebrity, I'm not a social media influencer, it doesn't really matter, I guess.
And it makes you think, like, if we were ever to become famous, what have I put on my social media that may be an unpopular opinion?
Right.
You know what I mean?
But why can't I put that out there? Because I am a person. I'm human. I have my own. And like, I get what you're saying, and I respect it. I get it. Like, we should be conscious of, like, doing this podcast. We should be conscious of what we're saying and how we're delivering things, because if it blows up into something bigger and greater, we're on some radio station, like, doing our thing. Are they going to dig up something that, oh my God, Reese and Ramont said, da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
Like, but at the same time, I want to be real. I want to be who I am. I want to be able to say what I want to say and be respected for my opinion. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's not fair to, like, Kevin Hart. If that's how he felt, that's how he felt. Like, his job is to be an entertainer. He's a comedian, right? So, honestly and sincerely, unpopular opinion, I think, in some instances, not all, I think that, I'll say to that, when that came out, I was like, that was how long ago? And
he could have grown. He could have met new people. His mindset has changed and everything like that.
People can change. So I wasn't like, well, I'm done with Kevin Hart.
My only thing was, I can't remember how many times he apologized, and I think he got to a point where he was like, I'm not apologizing again.
And I respected that.
Yeah.
To me, I'd have been done. Why are we revisiting this? Like, okay, it happened. I mean, he cheated on his wife. To me, that ain't got shit to do with me. But people was upset about that. Deal with your own relationship, like, or lack thereof, before you jump in this man's situation and having an opinion is one thing, but just getting so enraged and all of that, I think it's too much. I think that those individuals are just, they have too much time on their hands and too much to invest in shit that ain't got nothing to do with them. Like, find something to do in your own life, because I'm just not that invested in Kevin Hart's life or anyone's, that I'm going to be so bothered by something that he said. Especially now, if he was to come out today and be like, "Oh my God, gay people need to," I'd be like, "Well, okay, that's how you feel. All right, cool." But I'm not even going to be in an uproar about that. Like, it doesn't necessarily, how he feels about a community that I'm a part of. It ain't paying my bills. It ain't taking no food out of my mouth. It's not doing anything. So, sir, you're entitled to that. Now, would I subscribe to your comedy? Probably not.
Right.
But again, it was so long ago, and I feel like I wasn't even aware of it back then.
Yeah.
So for it to come back up, I was like, oh, okay. His apology, respect. Like, you know better now.
Yeah.
Can the man live? Like, I don't get it. I think that, again, people give these celebrities and social media influencers power, and they shouldn't. I mean,
unless we become famous, then give us all the power.
Give us power, but we'll use it for right. We would never.
We'll use our powers for good.
Yeah, we wouldn't talk about any group of people negatively, because we love everyone. But yeah,
unless you're racist, we don't like those group of people.
Whole nother topic, friend. So yeah, I just think that the influencers are. They're entitled to be and do what they want, and we should let them. We should let them live a little bit. The B. Simones, the Flashman Ways, like, let them be who they are. Let them live their lives. And
if you don't, and honestly, if you don't want to subscribe to them, just don't subscribe to them.
Don't. But we want you to subscribe to us, right?
Absolutely.
And share it with your friends and tell your friends to subscribe too.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
All right.
What else?
That was good.
That was it.
That was it.
Do we have a catch up?
What have you been doing?
I was asking you. What have I been up to? So, I just finished a web series.
Oh, good.
I was working with Will C Productions. Shout out to Will C. So yeah, doing a web. Well, I just finished. We wrapped about a week or two ago.
Okay.
So it should be coming out later this year. I don't have the specifics, so I'll wait until I get those. But just finish that. Work is work. We're still in the pandemic, so I'm going in once a week.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah. Well, listen. Aren't you? Oh no, you're back to regular schedule.
I go every single day.
Yeah, I thought you had your week on, week off. Well, sorry. I feel like I tell everybody we chose our professions, and sometimes shit works out for me. Sure. This whole dating situation, sir. I'm still in a complicated space.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know why. No.
Relationship status is complicated.
It's complicated. And we'll leave that there. We're going to unwrap that one day. Not specifically my situation. Well, I guess you ain't got really, because you're in a whole
I'm in a relationship.
Oh, loving and all of that great stuff. So what's going
on? Nothing's going on with me, per se. Work is normal. Day to day, go to work, come home. Don't really do too much. I hang out with you.
That's fine.
We didn't bring this up, but recently, so like with social media and relationships, of course we didn't talk about like social media couples and everything like that. That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah,
but someone sent me a message that was like, "Are y'all together?" I was like, "Well, what the hell are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?"
A random message.
A random, out of the blue. Are y'all together? And I'm just like, what are you talking about? And it was like, oh, I don't see any more pictures of y'all. I'm just being nosy. I was like, because you don't see any pictures is why you're asking? It was like, yeah. I was like, okay. So I never confirmed or denied it, but it's just like, wow.
People are watching.
People are watching.
And
the whole time I'm reading the message, I'm looking at D like, oh, shit. You still here? I don't want to take no picture of you. You still here?
Wait, so... no pictures equals a break. Like I don't think he posted pictures like
in
that.
a sense, like when you think of, we was about to wrap it up, and here we go back into the conversation. But when you think of a social media couples, when they start to delete pictures or not post their significant other anymore, people naturally assume not assume, but 9 times out of 10, they're not together anymore.
Okay.
It's proven.
Did you delete pictures?
No.
So my thing is, I don't think that you were ever, from my standpoint, and again, I'm not on your page like that, but I was never like, oh my God, you guys have so many pictures. I think that
we've had enough, but again, I post moments.
Right.
So I'm not posting me and Bae at dinner, Bae's hand, me and Bae at the market, me and Bae doing this. It's like I post moments, and technically we've been in this pandemic. We've been shut down. The most that we do is go to the market. You know, so it's just like,
so the time
if we were on vacation, yes, you would see a picture of us together.
Right.
You know, if we were out, if we got dressed up for dinner or something like that, yes, you would see a picture. Like it's a moment, or you know, it's if we look good, but
I also
think it, you know, for the most part.
But I also feel like once you've been together for a while, like that shit gets not old, but it gets old.
And we are so like
in a different space, right?
We're in a completely different space. I mean, to be honest, we used to dress alike every time we went out, but we can't even go out no more. And it's sad part, we still do.
I was gonna say, even during the pandemic, when we see y'all,
it's not
it's
on
a Survivor video.
It's not on purpose anymore. Like before, I would literally used to just like pick out our outfits for us to wear. But now it's just he'll be getting dressed, and I'm getting dressed, and then we step out the room and just like. Here we go.
Well, I mean, but it works.
Yeah, it does. But it was just weird. It was just weird and odd that this person just was just like, y'all not together no more. It's like, what the hell? Like,
well, hopefully they're
listening
so they get their confirmation.
I don't
maybe
know.
They was trying to shoot their shot.
No,
that's another conversation. I think that we should have.
Write it down, friend. Write it down. Shoot your shot.
Yeah.
But other than that, listening to the podcast, I'm starting to be like real self-conscious of my voice and my Baltimore accent.
Your what accent? Baltimore?
Okay, now we're going to end it. Now we're going to end it. I want to thank you guys.
No, go ahead. I want to hear it. You're conscious. So is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Both, I'll say. Because living in the DMV, being from Baltimore, people make fun of my accent. So... I just wondered, like, how many people are listening and just be like, there go my accent.
So I think that I listen to us and I realize that.
And we say a lot too.
Yes, I was gonna say that. I think that that's one thing that I've noticed, but I think it's a catch-22 because we're having authentic conversation, and that happens in authentic conversations. But at the same time, we have to be a little conscious of it, be more conscious of it because. It is annoying.
Yeah.
And it kind of throws some people off.
Yeah, when you're listening back, it's annoying.
Yeah, because I've had people, a friend of ours, she was like, y'all say I'm lying. I was like, we do. You're right. And I was like, okay. And
Don't judge us.
The way she said it was almost like fix that, but it was very, wrapped in a nice, pretty box and whatever. We'll get better. I think, again, I want to say, because we're wrapping up, thank you to everyone listening. And again, your feedback is what helps make us
it's
better.
helping us. I mean, we're still new. We're growing.
Yeah. So please,
it's gonna
rock
take some
with
time.
Us. We're gonna get there.
Please be patient.
Yeah. But it's been fun, and I think that the overall feedback that we get is
maybe we should write down how many times somebody says
I'm not doing that. You can do it.
Okay. Because I didn't count it like 5 times since you've been talking.
Already?
Yes.
Oh. Like from the time that we just mentioned it?
Yes.
Okay, well, good night, people. Gotta go. No, again, what did we talk about? IG.
Yeah. InstaFamous, giving the power to these social media influencers and forgetting that they are still human people.
Yeah, let them be human, y'all. Like, let them live their lives. I mean, unless, you know what I'm saying, you're funding, putting money into, and you have that, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's a different story.
If you're just, following them, let them live. Remember that, like Ramont just said, they are people. They're regular people.
You can always unsubscribe, unfollow, unfriend, block, so therefore it doesn't.
Now, if you're on anybody's OnlyFans and you decide, I would wait until your month is up, like get your full money's worth.
Okay, always get the money's worth.
Hopefully they give you the content that you need, but they're regular people. Like, don't let them influence and make you crazy, because that's what I think. A lot of people, they just get crazy.
Alrighty.
Hey, what's going on? It is
Ramont
and Reese, and we want to thank you for listening to another episode of A Little R&R. Please subscribe, rate, and comment. Please, 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 and friend.
What's up?
Where can they find us on the IG?
At ALilRandRPodcast, and that's ALilRandRPodcast. But friend, what if they got like questions, comments, concerns, or like their humble opinion? What should they do?
They should absolutely reach out to us via email at ramontandreese@gmail.com.
And as always, guys, of course, thank you so much for listening. We love you.
We appreciate you.
And of course, we're going to talk to you real soon.
Real soon.